Okay, let me set my screen up. Y'all, my husband got me 2 computer screens. You can't tell me nothing. I feel like I'm in IT a little bit. Like, bam, look at that. Chat over here, computer over here, you guys over here, living my best life. So welcome everyone to the Skills You Need to Succeed presentation. If you can see, just give me 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up if you can see. I just want to make sure you can see. Awesome, awesome. You guys are beautiful. I see those faces. Love it. All right, so not only is this about the skills you need to succeed, but this is also going to elevate your income over time if you choose to apply it, okay? But really quick, my name is Rockell Bartoli, and my friends and family call me Rocky. And whenever I'm blessed with an opportunity such as this to be in a room, even if it's a Zoom room, filled with amazing human beings such as yourself, I consider each and every one of you to be my new friends. So friends, my name is Rocky, and it is my pleasure to meet you. And since I have just voluntold you into this new friendship, right? I'm going to give you a chance to make like an educated decision as to whether you want to be my friend or not. And if you don't want to be my friend, it's okay. I won't cry on the outside. I'll do it all on the inside. I got to be respectful, right? Got to have some dignity here. So yes, I have 2 kids. I am a mom, right? That's Liam and that's Layla. Liam is 10 and Layla is 7 going on 17. Some of you know what I mean by that. I've been with my hubby for 16 years. Can you imagine that? Like, he has dealt with me for 16 years. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Along with that, I'm a professional speaker. And so it started off with me being an elementary teacher, right? Elementary teacher, then I became a high school guidance counselor, and then I became an adjunct professor, and now I am where I am today. So my heart's passion is students, working with students, and I'm probably gonna do this until I leave this earth, okay? And so along with that, you must also know that therapy is important. So that's why I go to Target. I go to Target at least once a week. It's not just for the groceries and the things that we need, it's for my therapy. Please don't judge me. And last but not least, yes, that's real life footage of what it looks like when I'm on the dance floor. And I thought I should tell you this because in case you invite me to a party, you know what you got yourself into. Okay, so that's me in a nutshell. You make a decision whether you want to keep in contact. Okay, totally up to you. So we are here to discover how these 5 soft skills can position you to succeed in school and your career, okay? So what I want you to think about, the first thing I want you to think about is your future self, right? I want you to think about the Alexis 5 years from now, the Rachel 10 years from now, the Jay like a year from now, okay? Think about your future self. And I want you to know that every day that you wake up and you show up and you do all the amazing things that you're doing, right? You are literally like sowing and planting these seeds, right? Even when you don't feel like you're doing much, every single day you're planting these seeds. And what happens is that these seeds eventually blossom. They eventually grow. And so my hope is that we don't just blossom and grow these seeds, but they flourish and they continue to grow, etc. So what I want you to think about is, number one, what is your end goal? Like, why do you continue to show up? Why are you going to college? Like, what is the end goal for you? Think about that. Next, I want you to think about your vision. Your vision is super duper important, okay? We did a vision board party yesterday, and it was good to hear students talk about their vision and their why, and to really put it out there. And I say a vision board is not a vision board unless you can see it, right? Every single day, reminding yourself of what's coming up, why I need to keep pushing forward, how am I going to reach that goal, etc. Okay. And then I want to ask you, what do you need to do now to position yourself to achieve your goals? What do you need to do now? Right. And so we're going to talk about some of those things that I know many of you are doing. Some of you might not be doing, and all of us can always improve, okay? So my question for you is, what is your end goal for graduating from college? Like, why do you want to graduate from college? What is it gonna do for you? Feel free to let me know in the chat, or you can unmute yourself because I'd love to hear from you. Again, what is your end goal for graduating from college? Let me know. Again, let me know in the chat, unmute yourself, it's all good. Love to hear from you.
At this point, after I graduate with my bachelor's, I want to go for either my master's or my PhD.
Love it. So
then
it's, go ahead, Jacob. I'm sorry, go ahead.
After that, I want to be financially set up to not where I don't have to worry about money, and then maybe better the world by taking chemi to third world countries, getting them water or something.
Love it. Like you say, like it's not a big deal. Like there's people out there who really don't have access to water, and you could change like a whole village. So I
Yeah.
love that your vision like surpasses, oh, just getting into this career, but I'm gonna go and transform lives. So love it. Thank you so much, Jacob, for sharing. I'm gonna go to the chat. Let me extend my chat window a little bit. Okay, secure a job in a field that I'm passionate about. Yes, Vic, I think that's super important. Like, at least for me, I don't want to wake up every day doing like a regular job. I want to do something that I am passionate about, that I enjoy doing, especially if I've got to be there like 7, 8 hours a day, right? Caitlin, I see you grad school. So this is going to open up another door, right? You got to get through the first door before you can get to the next door. Love it. To get a job while having experience. Yes. To get a degree. Love it. To get a job, right? We need that money. Awesome. Loving all of the responses. To be financially sound and create a happy future. Love it. So we are all here on the same page. So the skills that you need to succeed and elevate your income, right? It's nothing that's like out of the box. Like, oh my God, what is she going to say? What are the skills that I need to accumulate? Again, these are things you're probably already doing, and you can either level it up, or you can say, wow, that's something I'm not even trying to make an effort to implement. And so therefore I want to do it. So what I want to ask you is, I'm going to list a few things, right? And if I had the money, because I don't, but if I was like rich and I was going to pay you for these things, I need you to calculate and then let me know how much money I would owe you. Okay. So if leadership was worth $5,000, and I'm not looking for perfection here, people, right? I'm looking for, do you feel like you embody leadership? Are you a leader? Do you show up every day encouraging, motivating, helping, supporting, team playing? If that's you, go ahead and maybe write that down. If you feel that's not you, that's okay, right? We're a work in progress, all right? Leadership is worth 5,000, and then I'm going to pay 2,000 for communication skills. So if you feel like, yeah, I'm pretty solid communicating, you know, I'm assertive when I need to be, I can speak with a team, I can get my point across without being crazy. Whatever that is, let me know, write down 2,000, okay? If conflict resolution skills was worth 1,000, let me know, right? Do you feel like you can handle conflict? Can you step away when you need to step away? Can you pay attention to body language? Like, you know, how do you feel? Again, not perfection, but do you think you have a handle on this? If teamwork was worth 3,000, do I owe you money for that? Remember, you should be calculating, because I need to know exactly how much money I owe you guys. I can't pay you right now, but when I do hit the lotto, I'm keeping note, Alexis. I got you. Don't worry, okay? Next, last but not least, if receiving constructive criticism, feedback was worth $4,000, go ahead, jot that down. Now, let me know in the chat how much money I owe you. Let me know. Between all these things here, let me know how much I owe you. I know everybody's calculating. Oh boy, I owe a lot of money. I already see it coming, because I can see already the caliber of students that I'm talking to. I see all this money. You're gonna start popping 11. See, I told you, Alexis, see, there you go, 11, 12, all right? How much do I owe you? 10, okay. All right, keep it coming, 13, 10, 9, all right. I'm waiting, keep calculating. And so I ask you these things for a reason, because the reality is, right, these skills can really not only help you as an individual, they can help you in your career, they can help you in your personal life, they can help you right now while you're in school, but they're also going to open up additional doors for you. They're going to place you in that leadership position. They're going to transfer you from one location to the next location. You're going to be the person opening up that new location. You're going to be the person at that hospital starting that new team, etc., because you have taken the time, not later, but now. You have taken the time now to start planting the seeds to embody these skills, right? Okay, so what I want to tell you is, man, like, if I owe you that money, you guys, don't forget, I don't have it now, but I owe it to you, okay? If conflict resolution skills was worth $1,000, let me tell you, this picture here, I would have gotten like 1,000 max plus some, because this picture here is a picture of like a 19, 20-year-old me. I was working for AT&T, like one of the best jobs you could get out of high school, legit. I was making a lot of money. Don't ask me where that money went, but I was making a lot of money. And so here I am, I made President's Club. That meant I had a lot of sales. Like I had to pick up the phone and I had to be like, dee. Hi, this is Rockell calling from AT&T, Yellow Pages. Would you like to place an ad in the book? No? Okay, great. And then I'd call again, hang up. Oh, great. Call again. Hey, oh, call. And so I had to call to make all the sales that I made to be able to go to President's Club and take a picture with my plaque, right? me. And so let me tell you, one day I was getting ready to work with this client and I called and he's like, yeah, I'm a landscaper and I want to put an ad in the yellow pages. And if you don't know what the yellow pages is, it's like this big book and it's like yellow, the pages. And when you open the book, there's a list of numbers of different businesses in the community. We don't really use that anymore. I don't know if you guys use it, but it's really not a thing because we got Google, right? Maps and all that stuff. And so I called him and I'm like, hey, this is Rockell. Would you like to place an ad in the yellow pages? This is what you can get and we'll work on your ad, all this great stuff. And he's like, yes. He wanted like a huge ad in multiple books. So this meant I was going to get a huge commission check. And I worked on his ad and I did the paperwork. I did everything I needed to do. I sent the contract and I sat there patiently waiting for the contract to be returned. And a day turned into 3 days, 3 days turned into a week turned into 2 weeks. I called, I left messages. Hey, Keith, it's Rockell calling again. Just calling to make sure you got that contract I sent you like 2 weeks ago. Okay, call me back when you can. And Keith just disappeared for some reason. And my feelings were hurt because that was a big sale, right? But then one day, I don't know what I was doing, and I see that there's like a receipt in the system for Keith. A receipt in the system, Keith, let me go do a little digging around. And when I did some digging around, I found out that Keith purchased some ads in the yellow pages. But it wasn't through me. It wasn't through my hard work. So I did some more digging around, and I found out that one of my colleagues sold Keith. Right? One of my colleagues, we weren't in the same building, but she knew me, I knew her, right? And we were working with Keith. And so I did even more digging around because as you can imagine, I'm like heated now, right? I know some of you have been heated. If you've been heated before, put heated in the chat. I need to know that you feel what I'm feeling right now. It's like your body becomes hot. And like if I could have red ears, you would see that they're turning red. If you've been heated before, let me know heated in the chat. Good. Somebody knows what I'm feeling. And so after I do all this digging around, I find out that my colleague went behind my back and stole the account. She knew, right? She knew, but whatever she said to Keith, whatever bonuses, whatever she did, she stole this account from me. Now, I'm going to pause right here. I have so many options as to how I can handle this right now. So many options. Somebody give me in the chat, like, what are your options right now? And just, you don't have to be perfect. Don't try to, just give me my options. What would a person do right now after finding out a huge, large account has been stolen from one of their own colleagues? Let me know. Or you can unmute yourself. Confront, go talk to a colleague. Love it, love it. What else? What are some things that people nowadays would do? Confront, yes. Go talk, yeah. Anyone else? Any other options? Because I'm so mad right now. I'd probably confront that person, right? I let it go, gossip, take it up to higher up. Okay, love it, right? And so this was an opportunity, right, for me to confront that person in their face, be mad, how could you do this, blah, right? And it could really blow out of control. Or I could say, let me think. Let me first go to someone I know that's in my network that will help me to make good choices. Because you know you have those friends that'll like root you on for all the wrong reasons. And then you have those friends who will be like, okay, wait, let's think about this. So I went to that one friend and that one friend calmed me down and said, you know what, we have a union. And so the union would be the mediator that would sit down with me and this other person and talk about the situation. So we went through that whole process. I was able to get the funds back because the account originally belonged to me. And this was me handling conflict resolution as a 19-year-old. So I wanted to share that with you because this really happens, right? Conflict happens every single day, whether we like it or not. Conflict happens at school, right? In high school, in college, in any kind of school. Conflict happens at home. It happens in the workplace. And so we have to be mindful of how we deal with conflict, right? Because it can have an impact on the relationships that we have with our family members, with our friends, at work, etc. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it before, but some people have lost their jobs because they were unable to deal with or handle conflict, right? You've seen it on the news. You might know someone yourself and you know, we're not perfect people. Sometimes we lose our cool, we make bad choices, but some people get a little crazy. They'll be driving on the road and someone cut them off and their conflict skills they don't have them, right? You don't just get out your car with the bat and start beating somebody else's car with the bat because they cut you off, okay? So conflict resolution is number one, the number one skill we're talking about today that I want you to either improve, make an effort to work on it, but really strengthen that tool and have it in your toolbox because it's going to elevate you as you continue to go forward. So how do we do that? Let's just talk about a few conflict resolution steps, right? A few. Number one is clarity, okay? When you're dealing with someone else, right? And there's uncertainty and you're mad, that person's mad, the first thing is to get very, very clear on what the issue is, because sometimes there are things that weren't said. Sometimes the text message was sent a certain way, but that's not really what the person meant, but you put it on caps. So I thought you were screaming at me, but you really weren't screaming at me. It was just that, you know? So first step one is clarity. I don't care if this is with your boo, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your significant other, with your mom, your dad, your employer, your trio program, your friend. Clarity is having an understanding of what's really going on, because once we have clarity, and something you have to pay attention to with clarity is your body language and your tone of voice, okay? Because body language is huge. So chill out before you get to the clarity. Don't go into their angry, aggressive, etc., because you'll turn that person off, that person will turn you off, and then it'll be hard for you to really talk and get to what's going on. And sometimes talking requires mediation, right? A lot of mediation usually happens at the elementary, middle school, high school level. But hey, guess what? You start adulting and realize that you need mediation too, because you need someone to be the middle person so that you have an opportunity to share and the other person has an opportunity to share. So if you find yourself in a situation, whether you're at work, school, etc., and you feel like you're gonna go into this resolution stage and you really want someone to be there, find that person. So whether you say, listen, Allison, I'm having a problem with another student. I really want to talk about this and get to the bottom of it. Do you mind setting up a meeting so the three of us can sit and talk? That is you using your conflict resolution skills. That is going to help you as you continue to push forward through your journey, okay? So clarity to understand what's happening, talk about it, use a mediator if you need to. And number three, make sure that you listen, right? Because you want the other party to listen to you, so make sure you're listening as well. And then the last step would be to just try to work it out. Hopefully it's a win-win situation, but it's not always that way. And you know that. If you have siblings, you know, okay, you know it's not always a win-win. Sometimes you got to give up that lollipop. Why? Because John is 4 years younger than you, right? And you're supposed to know better. Well, I don't want to know better and I want to eat the lollipop. I know that's what my son says. I know that's what he says. It's like, I don't care that Layla's younger than me, right? But that's a whole nother conversation. Anyways, all right, then you want to work it out. But there's something else here. This is really a huge nugget here. You got to be able to pick your battles as well. Someone tell me what this means. Someone unmute and tell me what do I mean when I say you have to be able to pick your battles? It's okay, don't be shy. I'm here for you.
Gotta ask yourself, is this fight worth it?
Absolutely. Jacob, you nailed it. Ask yourself, is it worth it? So this is what it looks like. You sit there, Rachel, Jay, Vic, and you say, self, is this really worth it? Is it really the stress? Is it worth the energy? Is it worth the stress? When I get an outcome, is it going to help me? Is it going to elevate me? Do I really need to talk about this, etc.? So you really have to take a moment to talk to yourself, literally. And then you have to decide whether this is worth your energy and your time, because every time you resolve a conflict or an issue, it requires some of you. And when you know when to pick your battles, a lot of your relationships can flourish. Now, pick your battles doesn't mean, to be like soft and to ignore things. No, it's the capability to recognize whether it's worth moving forward with this specific situation. So with your significant other, you guys are going to get in arguments here and there, whatever the case is, right? But if you choose to fight every battle, you're going to have a lot of stressful nights, right? Sometimes you have to learn to take the L. And I've learned that even in my own marriage, even when I know like I'm right? I know I'm right, y'all. I'm like, okay, buddy, I'm going to slowly move back and let you do your thing. And you know what? Sometimes life, right? Life does this thing where life is like, bam, in your face. And you sit there and you're like, well, I didn't tell you so, but in my head I did, you know? So sometimes it's that type of thing. You just got to know whether this is worth my time, worth my energy. And if you feel that it is, then you go all in, look for the clarity, right? Talk about it, get the mediator if you need to, listen, right? And say, okay, how are we going to work this out? All right. If this makes sense to you so far, just give me a yes in the chat. If it makes sense, just give me a yes. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page because I need you guys to collect your coins, right? I need you to collect your coins and get this money. All right, love it, love it, love it. And I want you to have awesome relationships too. So yeah, all right, so question for you all. Why do you think some people struggle with conflict resolution? Let me know. You can put that in the chat or unmute. Like why is this an area we struggle with? Like why do people get out their cars and like bang other people with their baseball? I can't get over that. Like why would you do that, you know? No good examples, right? It's true. Sometimes we're a product of our environment. We don't know any better, or we don't want to know any better. We don't listen. It's hard to be wrong, yes, right? Some of us are like, I'm not wrong, I'm right. It could be how they were raised, absolutely. Some people like to have decisions in their favor, like they want to win all the time, right? And that's not a good mentality to have. We can't grow that way. Emotions running high. Yes, Rachel, that's a huge one. So that's why it's important for us to know ourselves and know when we need to walk away, breathe, calm down, and then come back to the conversation. Sometimes it's just a matter of let me just chill. And when I chill, then we can come back, we can talk, because I don't want to say something. I don't want to blow up. I just need this moment. Okay. So knowing that about yourself, that's a whole superhuman power. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Number 2 is communication skills, right? Conflict, communication kind of go hand in hand. All right, communication works for those who work at it because we're not perfect people and we learn and we grow, right? So when it comes to communication, first thing is style flexing. So style flexing is your ability to adapt to your environment, right? And the reason why we have to talk about this is because it's not something that you learn like in school, unless you have a teacher who did a curriculum and they talked about it, or you were in a special program or whatever. But style flexing is your ability to adapt to your environment. It's not about faking the funk, but it's recognizing where you are and how you show up. So for me, when I'm home with my kids, I'm like super silly Rocky, like super duper silly. For you guys, I'm like silly, right? Because I gotta be professional, but I can't let go of the silliness. It's just not me. If I was in court though, I'd be serious because I'm getting in trouble. But back to what I was saying. I know how to adapt to my environment. I know how to still be me, but I also know how to turn it down if I need to. I know how to turn it up because of where I am. So think about that for yourself, right? Like when you're at the party, how are you? Are you the same way at the party as you are when you're on Zoom? Like even showing up on Zoom is a whole style flex, right? Especially depending on who you're with. You can't be the same super silly, whatever the person is with your SSS program as you are with your friends, etc. Right? You bring a little silly to the table, but you know that it's a professional setting. So style flexing is your ability to know your environment and show up according to what your environment calls you to do. And people will recognize that, right? When that boss or that manager is looking for the next person to do this, that, and the other, they can see, wow, you know what, when Rachel is doing this with these set of people, she's awesome at getting their attention, etc. But then when she's over here doing her paperwork, she's like, you know, in her zone. It is noticeable, okay? The next thing is being mindful of how you communicate through social media, through text, through email, and conversation. It's not the same. It's not the same. So when you send that email, right, most of the times you're usually sending the email to some other professional person, student, etc. So you want to start professionally, right? And some people either forget this or they don't know it or they just don't care, and it makes a difference. So your email should come off as how you want to be treated, right? Very simple. Greetings. Good morning. Hello, Connor. Have a great day. Thank you. Just following up. Not sure if you got my last email, right? That's very different from when you send a text to someone when you're like, sup, how's your day? Holla at you, girl. Peace, deuces, and then the smiley winking eye, right? Totally different. But some people don't know that yet. I know you guys know. I know you guys know already. So be mindful of how you show up through your communication because you want to be treated as professionals and young adults. So you got to make sure you come with that same energy, okay? And so 93% of our communication is body language, right? It's how I see you. Like imagine being a teacher, right? And you're in a classroom with students and you're teaching. How do you know that the lesson is going well? Let me know. Let me know in the chat or unmute yourself. You're teaching, brand new teacher, you planned, you got your whole lesson and you're in there and you're chatting. How do you know without a word being said, or maybe a few words are being said, how do you know that that lesson is going well? Let me know. I know you guys are typing. Engagement, eye contact, smiles. Yes, people aren't having side conversations. Posture, yes, they aren't sleeping, right? Generally paying attention. Absolutely. So that is a huge indicator to remind you that it's the body language that people are often seeing before the words that are coming out of our mouth, right? And so what happens is if your body language matches your words, people will better understand what is coming their way versus like when your body language is like this and you're like, I'm so excited to be here. And you're like, Rocky, but are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, stop asking me that. I'm good, you know, like, so you got to pay attention, right? Because you see it. Imagine being in the classroom, being that teacher, teaching that lesson and half the class is falling asleep. You're gonna be like, God, these kids hate me, right? That's what you're saying. Like, dang, they hate my lesson. And no one said anything, but it's just what you see. So please keep that in mind as you are working on your communication skills, your posture, your tone of voice, how you show up, how you give eye contact, because that person who's receiving your energy is receiving that slumped shoulders. They're receiving this, right? They're receiving, oh God, they're receiving this. Yeah. Okay, Allison, I got that message, right? They're receiving all of that. So pay attention, not just in your career, but in your personal life, in your relationships with your family, okay? And then the next thing is that there are obviously barriers, right? Barriers to communication that makes it hard for communication to be as perfect as we would like it to be. So I want to ask you, what barrier do you struggle with when it comes to communication? And if you don't think you have a barrier, it's all good, right? But what would that be for you? Or what maybe did you have in the past as a barrier and you've been able to like improve it? Let me know. You can unmute yourself. You know I'm here for you. I like to hear the voices. But if you want to put it in the chat, that's okay. What barriers? There's language barriers. Eye contact was the last answer that I got from the previous question, but even that is a barrier. Like, oh my God, I gotta look you in the eyes. I don't want to. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. You know, like that's a barrier. You're feeling awkward, right? Just starting a conversation, right? I tend to mind my business until someone else starts first. That's not awkward in the elevator conversation, right? Like, oh, you got in, I got in. Do I say hi? No, I'll just be quiet, right? Like starting that just starting the whole conversation can be a barrier, right? But it can also be a superpower if you use it, right? If you continue to step outside of the zone of comfort, your dreams, your goals, and everything else, you know where they exist? Outside. This is you in your comfort zone. The dreams and everything else is all circled around it. So it's just taking those baby steps. Filtering self for people pleasing, not wanting to rock the boat. I hear you on that one, Connor. Like, oh, let me just be quiet. Because you know what? Don't want to step on any toes, right? A huge one for me is for if someone talks quietly between anxiety and bad hearing, I always feel awkward asking them, okay, to repeat. Like, can you repeat that, please? I didn't hear you. Please speak up a little bit louder, you know? So I understand that. So you're like, okay, whatever you say. And they could have said something like, my mom died. And you're like, yeah, that's great. You know, but I didn't hear you, but then I don't want to ask you what you said. And then it's awkward. So I totally understand that one. Awesome. Love all of the responses. I'm always the first to talk. So for me, it's listening first. Love it, Allison. I'm kind of that way. Like, hey, how are you? How's your day? Everything good? Love your kids. Super sweet, you know? It's like, Rockell, zip it. Be quiet. That's what my husband says. My husband says I talk too much, but that's his problem, not mine. He has to keep me because this is the way he bought me. All right. So now we're going on to number 3, which is teamwork, right? Teamwork. Oh my goodness. This is a huge one. Huge one, because sometimes it's hard. It's hard to play with other people when they haven't gone through the conflict resolution training, right? They haven't gone through the communication training, and therefore they don't know what they're doing. But you know, we can't control other people. What we can do is show up as our best selves, lead through example, and do the best that we can. So when it comes to teamwork, this being a skill that you really have to develop, right? It starts, if you have siblings, it starts then, when you gotta like play well with your sisters and brothers and cousins, etc. First thing I want you to say is, am I a good team member? If you feel like you're a good team member, put me in the chat. And if you're like so 50-50, depends on the day if I'm hungry, let me know. Be honest. It's all about honesty. We're all a work in progress. Am I a good team member? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. But me, if you are 50-50, if you think you need to do a little bit of work, if you're like, no, I don't want to play with anybody else, then let me know. It's okay. Most of the time. All right. Love it. Love it. But what else? What else? What else? Mostly. Cool. Cool. Yes. Love it. Most of the time. I like that. Most of the time. I think I'm a good team player most of the time. I'll take that one too. Definitely need work. I love it, Wolf. Thank you for the honesty. I appreciate that. Sure, my teamwork usually involves bouncing concept off my fellow classmates, which is good because you're not like trying to lead the way all the time. Jacob, it's like, let me hear what you got to say. Love it. Awesome. Love all these responses coming through. So the thing I want you to know about teamwork is that you will make your life easier a little bit if you know what you can contribute. If you know your superpower, right, when you get placed in the team. Is it going to work all the time like this? No. But when you get placed in the team, instead of someone saying, Rachel, you're going to be the writer, Allison, you're going to work on graphics, Wolf, you're going to be the singer, right? Because I need you to sing, right? What you do is you say, listen, hi, I'm Wolf. I don't sing, but I can put some really good social media graphics together. And then Allison's going to be like, oh, phew, because I hate doing social media graphics, but I can sing, right? And then Rachel's going to be like, good, because I hate social media graphics and I hate singing, so I'll do all the reports, right? So when you know what your superhuman strength is, right, you can bring that to the table and you let everyone know. Now, is it always going to work? No, because sometimes you're going to be stretched and you're going to be pulled and you're going to have to do things that you don't want to, and that's okay. But if you already know straight through the door, hi guys, I'm new to the team. If you need me to do X, Y, Z, I'm your girl. If you don't want me to do these things, I understand, but I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from. So know what you can contribute as a team player. And listen to me, I don't want anyone here telling me you don't have something to contribute. Each and every one of you do. Okay, each and every one of you do. But sometimes you got to do a little soul searching to see what that thing is. Okay, all right. So conflict resolution and communication. Look at that. Look at those two bad boys popping up here again. Teamwork is required. You're going to be somebody's boss one day, right? You're going to be a part of a team collecting a check to work with this team very soon, right? Some of you are in teams right now in class assignments, doing it virtually. And you know what? Not everybody always pulls their load, right? I know some of you have been in school and like you do an assignment and you're all going to get the same grade, and Bobby or Timmy or Susie or Mary, they didn't do their part, and you don't want them to get the A because they didn't do their part, right? So sometimes those type of things happen. But again, we can't control other people. We can only lead by example and show up as our best self. So conflict resolution and communication is constantly going to show up, and it's a part of being a good team player. Don't be afraid to take the lead as well, right? Don't be afraid to step up to the plate and say, listen, I don't know everything, but I'm coachable and I'm willing to learn. And I want to practice stepping outside of my comfort zone because I know it's needed for me to get to the next level. I know that I can't remain comfortable if I want to grow, if I want to go, if I want to make more money, if I eventually want to start and be the leader. So don't wait until you're in your career to be like, okay, let me start stepping out of the comfort zone. Do it now. Do it now when that opportunity arises. I don't care how big or how small. Find yourself doing things that make you uncomfortable. Taking the lead is one of them, okay? It's just encouragement. You don't want to do it, it's okay. I'm just encouraging you. Step outside of that comfort zone. Don't be afraid to lead because you can do it, okay? So my question to you is, what can you do to be a better team member, right? Just think about it for a little bit. What do you think you can do to be a better team member? Let me know in the chat or unmute yourself. I'd love to hear from you.
I guess for me, it would be being consistent. You know, yeah, like if there's, like, for example, if I have a piece that I'm in charge of and there's a deadline, you know, don't go over that deadline.
I like that. I like that. So being consistent. Like if I say I'm going to show up for you and I'm your friend, I'm going to show up for you. Not unless there's Chick-fil-A and I'm in line and I got to wait, then I got to get the food, then I'm going to show up with you. I'm telling you ahead of time, okay? Thank you for that, Wolf. Try not to take things so personally. Yes, I like that, Haley, right? Because sometimes people come into our zone, our area, and our life, and we don't know what happened to them yesterday, the day before yesterday, what they're going through. And sometimes people are angry and sad or whatever, and they're like, yeah, snap at you. And maybe it's not you, maybe it's what they're going through, but you just try not to take it personal. Like, okay, someone's having a bad day. Let me keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's the whole positive vibes for yourself. Love it. Contribute more. Yes, Jay, because you have lots to contribute, friend. There's so much more you have to contribute. So let it out. Not much, but a little. Oops, that one went up high. Hold on. Okay, not much, but a little more proactive on my portion. Okay, definitely listening more and setting boundaries for myself, because a lot of times I make up for what isn't done. Yes, definitely. So you say, this is my part, and that's it, right? I'm going to cut it off because I know I like to take on too much, and then that hurts me in the end. Listen to the opinions of others. Absolutely. Seek feedback, work with team to find ways to give and receive feedback in an effective, supportive way. Yes, Connor, I love that you mentioned that, because we are going to talk about that like right now. Okay. Here we go. Number 4 is feedback, right? Feedback. And I love feedback because you know what? I'm a work in progress, and I'm so excited about the person who I'm going to be like a year from now. I'm super excited about the person I'm going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Like when I'm a grandma, I'm excited about that because I'm going to be one of the best freaking grandmas ever. Like that's how far in advance I'm thinking. And so what I need to do, right, is to constantly grow, right? And a part of me growing, and this is just my personal journey, is seeking feedback, seeing things from a lens in which I cannot see. So I seek feedback from my children, right? I ask them, how can mommy be a better mommy? And they'll say something like, give us more candy. And I'll say something like, next, tell me the next thing I can do to be a better mommy, because I'm not going to give you more candy. But I want to hear from them. As small as they are, they're honest, right? Children are honest. They're brutally honest. So if they say, well, mommy, I want you to play outside with us more. We want you to do this more. I take those things into consideration, and then I do better. I look for feedback from my husband, from Allison. When we're done, I say, Allison, how was this experience for you? How was this experience for your students? I'm hoping she says great, but she might say, well, you know what, Rocky, these are the areas you can improve on. I'm going to be like, you know what, Allison, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know, right? Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to take what I need from what you said, and I'm going to do my best to apply it, right? So this is the whole mindset thing, because you know what? Some people get stuck in their feelings and they miss the opportunity to improve, okay? So the goal here is to know the difference between praise, criticism, and feedback, okay? You all know what praise is, right? Praise is an expression of approval. It's like, Rachel, oh my God, I love those glasses, super cute, get me a pair, right? That's praise, love it, okay? So you feel good. Praise is instantly like you feel good. You feel some kind of way like, yes, right? So that's praise, right? Then we have criticism, right? Criticism, you know it's criticism because it hurts. It's like, ooh, well, you didn't have to say it like that. And usually there's nothing attached to it that helps you improve. It's kind of like, oh my God, you always make a mess, period. Okay, well, how about you always make a mess? I think you should try these things to start doing better, right? But I also understand that some people get frustrated with saying the same things over and over again, like I do with my kids, and then they don't do it, and then I have to say it 100 times. And then obviously it comes out a little harsh, but that's different. When you're parenting, it's like totally different. So criticism is that jab, hurts a little bit, right? Feedback, right? Feedback and or constructive criticism is, yes, it might hurt your feelings a little bit, but I gave you some information to help you improve. Now it's up to you whether you take that information and do your due diligence, okay? So I want to make sure that we all know the difference, right? So really quick, I need you to let me know in the comment section whether it's praise, criticism, or feedback. So number 1, Mr. Jones told me how much he appreciated your thank you note after the job interview. He thought it was a great personal touch. If you received that, what would that be to you? Praise, criticism, or feedback? Right, you nailed it. You felt all good on the inside. You're like, oh my God, you love my note. I'm going to do it again, right? Feels good. All right, very good. Number 2, your desk is such a mess. Are you sure you are not trying to grow your own paper, right? If your boss said that to you, right? There's maybe a little truth in there. Maybe my desk is a little messy, but you didn't really give me anything to help me do better. And I feel like you're jabbing at me versus giving me like constructive criticism. All right. I see you guys in the chat. Love it. All right. Number 3, I noticed that it's been taking longer than usual to submit the documents. It's probably better to submit them electronically instead of handwriting each one. What is this? I think all my elementary teachers used to say that. I love it. All right. Feedback. Yes, this is feedback / constructive criticism. Like I'm letting you know what I see, but I'm also trying to give you some feedback on how you can improve this. And so guys, as you're listening to this, I want you to be mindful. This is how you want your network, your people, your boss, your colleagues, whatever, to approach you. So you need to be mindful on how you approach people and how they receive it. If you're giving someone feedback, but you're jabbing them because there's no real like how you can make this better, that's how they're going to receive it. They're going to take it as criticism versus feedback, constructive criticism. Okay, how many times do I have to tell you how to file these documents? What would you say number 4 is that praise, criticism, or feedback? Right, yeah, that's me after I've told my kids 100 times. Eventually I say, well, how many times do I have to tell you to clean up after yourself? Like, you just keep leaving the plates on the table. They don't go there, they go into the sink. That's why we've got one, right? So yes, you got it right, that is criticism. Number 5, you look great today. Like, Jay, I'm just loving the hair. I love the way it looks. You look great today. How would you feel about this one? How would you feel? Praise, you got it. Awesome. And last but not least, you're not always going to hit your goals like you expect to. You have to keep trying and follow the plan. I'm sorry it didn't go the way you wanted, but you gotta keep moving. All right, awesome. That is feedback. So good. I'm glad you guys are aware. And so the biggest thing I want you to take away from this is if someone comes at you with criticism, right? You can take it, you ball it up, and you throw it away. If there's anything worth giving your attention to, you can keep that part, but then throw away the other stuff, right? If other people come to you with praise and constructive feedback, etc., take it, apply it, help it to make you a better person, better colleague, better wife, husband, friend, whatever, and then keep it moving. What you don't want to do is get stuck in your feelings. Don't get stuck in your feelings. Say, what can I do with what Allison just told me? Is there anything here that seems to be true? Another thing you can do is pay attention to patterns. If Rachel and Jacob and Edward and Caitlin are saying the same things to me about me, then there must be something that I'm missing. So pay attention to patterns. If people keep saying the same things and these people don't know each other, but they're like pinpointing things, then that's something that we have to work on. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you all. All right, so we're coming close to the end. You guys are doing awesome. You guys are doing awesome. How do you feel when you receive feedback? And tell me why, if you want to, but let me know in general. How do you do with feedback? You can, of course, unmute. Let me know in the chat. How does it make you feel? Are you like, oh, that sucks? Or are you like, okay, maybe I can do a little bit better? Let me know. How do you feel? Sucks at first, yes, then I sit with it, then I get to work. Love it. You got to sit with it sometimes, right? You peel that banana and see whether if this is true, not true, what am I going to use? Neutral, but open to it. Like it, Jacob. Yes, I like it. Yes, Lydia, I like the feedback too. I want to know where I can improve. And yes, it does hurt sometimes. Yes, Felicia, it does sting a bit, but at least I know what I need to work on. And it's not like being blind. Like, don't let me show up and just be like, right? If there's something I'm not doing right, or even something I'm doing great, let me know. Because if I know that it's great, I'll do it again. But if I know it's not great, then that's like, Rocky, you got to fix that. You got to work on that. You're going to keep blocking opportunities if you keep doing X, Y, Z, you know? Get emotional, but then I fix it. Love it. Love the honesty. I really like it. Okay, using it to improve. Love it. Yes. If I'm the problem, I want to know. Jacob, high five, friend. Like, that's, if I'm the problem, let me know. Don't let me walk around being the problem. You're not really my friend, Glenn, if you don't tell me like what I'm doing wrong, right? So be a good friend. Let your friends know what they can work on, but do it constructively. Okay. And you pay attention to what you need to work on so you can continue to show up as your best self. And so that leads me to last but not least, number 5, which is leadership, right? And some might say leadership is not like a soft skill, but I think it is. Like, it's something that you want to develop, because I think each and every one of us are leaders already, right? Each and every one of you are leaders. And that was hard for me to understand in the beginning, because I thought leadership was like this title. And so you have to step into the role first before you can then be called a leader. But let me tell you, each and every one of you in your own personal lives, you wear many hats. Some of you are sisters. Some of you are, you might be a parent, you might be an aunt, you might be an uncle, you might be a friend, you might come from a single parent household. Someone has leaned on you for advice. Someone has leaned on you for encouragement. You have inspired someone. You have helped someone. You have given someone the type of feedback they needed so that they could become the better version of themselves. You have had to hurt someone's feelings by being honest. And let me tell you, everything that I just said is the foundation of leadership. Being able to motivate, encourage, inspire, influence, help, collaborate, right? Be honest even when it's hard. All of those things, I know all of you have done at least 3 of those things. So leadership starts right where you are, right? It's not a matter of, oh, okay, I wasn't the president or the vice president of the club, the National Honor Society, when I was in high school, so I'm not really a leader. No, you are a leader each and every day, each and every single day. So when it comes to leadership, I want you to know that you start where you are, and then it's up to you whether you want to level that up, whether you want to make more of an impact, whether you want to develop at a greater degree. That's totally up to you. The next thing when it comes to leadership is, like I said, again, don't be afraid to lead more, right? Because you're already doing it. That's the thing. You are already doing it. Can you fine tune it? Can you get better? Absolutely, like everything else. But don't be afraid to step it up a notch, right? People need to see you. They need to be inspired by you. They need to be encouraged by you. And it's going to offer more income to many of you who choose to step outside of the comfort zone, okay? And last but not least, leadership requires us to be self-advocates, right? And that is a skill. Not everybody knows how to use their voice box. Not everybody knows how to send that email, right? Like, I'm too scared, right? Whether it's your mental health, whether it's your career path, whether it's how do I apply for this scholarship, I just need someone to vent to. Like, you guys have a whole team, right? A whole team of people, you know, Gwen, Allison, I know I'm missing some people, the whole team, Felicia, everybody, right? Imagine that every single day when they wake up, right? Because I know they self-reflect. Every day that they wake up, they're thinking, how can I help Rachel reach her goals? How can I help Edward find out his career path? How can I make sure that Alexis gets everything she needs to succeed? How can I make sure that Jaden is comfortable doing these Zoom classes? So you are well taken care of, right? But as awesome as your team is, as awesome as Gwen and Allison and the whole team is, they lack one superpower, and that is the ability to read your mind. Right? But that's when your leadership skills kick in. That's when your ability to raise your hands and say, hey, a sister is drowning here in academic overwhelm. What can I do? Right? Because sometimes all we need is a good ear and someone to just sit down with us and say, let's write it all out. Let's talk about how you feel and let's take these baby steps. Because sometimes we don't know how to baby step. We're so used to skipping, running, jumping, and going through hula hoops that we don't know how to chill out and just take it one step at a time. But because I sent that email to Gwen and Gwen said, here's my Zoom link, see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. I met with Gwen and Gwen's like, hey, this is what we gotta do. Do this, start this. I'm gonna follow back up with you on Friday. Let me know how you're feeling, right? And then you leave like, okay, I've gotta start. But it started with your ability to advocate for yourself and to reach out and to send the text, the email, whatever it is. So leaders that you are, if you're not already advocating for yourself, I really want to encourage you to step it up a notch, because when you get really good at this for yourself, right, you can do amazing things for other people. Again, when you get really good at knowing how to advocate for yourself, you do amazing things for other people. So it's crazy that you think like self-advocacy is all about me, right? But once you really hone in on the skill, you turn that bad boy around and you teach other people, right? You come back to this program 4 or 5 years from now when you're done with school and you're like, listen guys, I was in the same exact shoes that you were in, and this is what I had to do. You become a role model, you become an example. So number 5 is leadership. What you are all leaders right where you are. Don't be afraid to step it up a notch and make sure that you are advocating for yourself, because you are worth it and you need to do it. No one can read your mind, okay? So I want to ask you, who are the leaders in your life? Who are the people you all consider to be leaders in your life? Let me know. I know someone's going to say their mom. I already know it. Gwen, hey, love it. Look at that. Gwen's like, oh my God, there's that praise. I love it. Yes. Who else are the leaders in your life? Let me know. I know you're thinking about it. If you don't really have a leader in your life, let me know. That's okay. Maybe you're going to be that person to someone else. Parents, absolutely. Some friends, yes. And I'm pretty sure, like, if I asked some of your network of friends and people, they'd be like, yes, Alexis is like a leader in my life. Yeah, Rachel, she's like, oh my God, she's so awesome. She's a leader. Yes, Jay, definitely, he's a leader. So you are actually leaders to other people. You might not know it, they might not say it, but if they were on a Zoom call right now and they were asked this question, your name could be in someone's chat box right now. I'm just letting you know that, okay? Parents, friends, my grandmother was my biggest example of being a leader. Sister, love it. Awesome, awesome. So you guys have leaders in your life, which is awesome. Sister, my sister, parents. All right, just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Awesome, you guys are phenomenal. So that was all 5. Oh, I got one more. Me, myself, and I know I'm generally the pole to lean on in my friend group, parents and guidance counselors. And that's huge, Jacob. That means you have a lot of people that lean on you. They respect you. They see you as a bright light. Because when people are attracted to other people, there's something that's shining and glowing about them. So I want to encourage you to keep shining bright, but don't get overused, right? I don't know if you got to make sure you self-care. You got to make sure you take care of yourself, and you got to make sure to reach out when you feel like your tank is too full, because that often happens to the person who everybody gravitates to. They take on a lot from others, and then they don't do well at letting some of that out. Okay, so continue to shine bright, but make sure you self-care and you take care of you. Okay, all right, awesome. So we are down to the end, friends. You guys have been like fabulous, like super A+ fabulous. I love it. And so I do have a $25 gift card that I'd like to give to somebody. I mean, I still owe you your money, don't forget, but I'm not there yet. Don't forget, okay? So I do have a $25 gift card that I would love to give to somebody. And so the way that this is going to work is I am going to click, and when I click, a question is going to appear magically across the screen. And then whoever is the first person to put the answer in the chat box, right? So get your fingers ready, get your elbows ready, whatever you want to use, your nose, your pencil, I don't care what it is, right? Get ready in mode, like this is how y'all should be, or with your phone like this, okay? Whoever's the first person to put the answer in the chat, and the answer has to be right, you got to give it to me all at one time. And so this is the thing, don't put little bitty pieces of answers at separate times. Like, give me the whole answer. So if your answer was going to be pizza, toilet bowls, and turtles, I need you to put pizza, toilet bowls, turtles, then click enter. Don't put pizza, enter, toilet bowls, enter, turtles, toilet turtles. Yes, wicked. All right, I hope you guys understand. All right, so here's a question. Ready, set, and go. What are the 5 soft skills you can start improving right now? Let's go, type it, put it in there real fast. Whoever's fast enough is going to be the winner. Wish I had some weight music. I'll give you the weight dance. I'm dancing and waiting, and I'm dancing. Let's see. This is like a no stress test. I don't want you to be stressed out about this. It's just for fun, guys. Don't be stressed, okay?
So Rocky, I gotta say while we're waiting, I'm gonna have turtles and pizza in my head for the next
and the toilet bowls too. Yes.
And that's a combination that I don't think I want to try anytime soon.
Definitely. That should be like on gift wrapping paper. I think that'd be cool. Just my opinion. Okay, here we go. Feedback, leadership. Bam! Rachel was like, boop, 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 boop. You got it. You got it. Rachel got it. Thank you to everyone who participated. But Rachel's the winner chicken dinner. She put conflict resolution, communication, teamwork, feedback, and leadership. Thank you. You guys are all awesome. All awesome. Rachel, I will send you your $25 gift card within 24 to 48 hours. I am going to put my email in the chat so you can shoot me an email, and then I will get that over to you. Thank you everyone for participating. And I still owe you your check, okay? I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to get there. So please stay connected. You can follow me at Rockell Bartoli or at the Scholar Budget, where I share information on scholarships and tips to help us to become financially savvy so we're not living in debt and all the things that come with finances. So stay connected. I'd love to watch your journey, see all the awesome things that you do and the impact that you make in this world. And so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to open it up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, this is your opportunity to share. And if not, then I'm going to throw it back over to the team, whatever you'd like.
Go for it, Jacob. I saw you on mute.
I was just gonna thank you for coming out and giving this talk.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for allowing me, Jacob. Nobody would let me in, and you guys let me in. So thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you.
Rocky, everyone has a copy of your book. So I'm curious, what is your favorite chapter?
Oh my gosh. Listen, Allison, all of it. All of it. Let me tell you, no. Okay. For real, y'all, I'm gonna tell you guys for real. It's not even a favorite, it's just like legit because, you know, life is so precious. And so for me, it was a mindset shift that my money need not go towards accumulating more things, but towards experiences. And I don't know if this happened like after having kids, but like all I want to do is travel with them and go on vacation with my family. I don't need like new stuff. Like if I get something new, yeah, right. But I'd rather save my money and accumulate more experiences. I don't need more stuff. That is a huge one for me because really life is short. You can be here today, gone tomorrow. And I want my kids to have as many experiences and moments as possible so that they can have those, you know, those, oh, you remember when mom did and she was too scared to do this because of the iguana and we went down the slide. Like that's what I want them to have. So I lean on the experiences versus accumulating more things because the more things you accumulate, the more stuff you got to clean up, the dust in the house, etc. So I would say that I would say definitely, you know, stepping outside of your comfort zone, right? That's a huge one because, you know, the goals and the dreams and everything, like a little bit of them are in your zone, but a lot of them are outside. And if you don't go outside of the zone, you won't tap into your fullest potential. Will it be uncomfortable, hard, challenging, and all that other stuff we don't like to feel? Absolutely. But there's so many more other great things that we can achieve on the other end. So that would be it for me. So yeah, live your best life, friends. Live your best life.
I love that. Yes, thank you so much for doing this today.
Absolutely.
I know I was super excited. So I hope that our students leave today feeling your energy and just some really great tips to move forward that we can all use right now.
Right, definitely.
I'm going to share our QR code one last time for you all. Maybe if I can find it. There we go. Last time. And we will send this out again. Check in with your advisor about how to track your experiences in SOAR.